Sorry, I didn't know that you were there. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Keith, and welcome to my view from the 40. You see, anytime we get towards Grey Cup week, I start feeling a little groovy. Well, I feel groovy all year round, but I feel a little extra groovy. And the way that the Grey Cup makes me feel is just so happy and so excited because I love the CFL and I'm so passionate about it. I can't wait to get to Toronto to see other CFL fans. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This is the best week to be a Canadian because regardless of whether or not your team is in the game, it is such a fantastic thing seeing, just everybody come together. Whether you cheer for the Tiger Cats or the Rough Riders or the Alouettes or the Argos, whichever team you cheer for, at the end of the day, we're all CFL fans and this is going to be a good game. Now, a lot of people might lead you to believe that it's going to be a blowout, and they might let you think differently. Not this guy. So let's break down the two teams that are coming into this game. Of course, we've got the Calgary Stampeders, who were far and away the best team this year. 15 wins, 2 losses, 1 tie against the REDBLACKS. Of course, the REDBLACKS record wasn't as impressive. 8 wins, 9 losses, and of course that tie against Calgary. But let me let you in on a little secret. Nobody really cares what your record is when you hoist the Grey Cup. Now, full disclosure, I live in Ottawa. I'm a REDBLACKS fan. I'm a REDBLACKS season ticket holder, and I want to see the REDBLACKS do well. But I'm not coming to you just to tell you that the REDBLACKS are going to win. No, I want to give you a couple of things to consider. Now, of course, we just heard from Michael Jackson and his The Way You Make Me Feel, but I don't want to talk about things that Ottawa did at the beginning of the year. So like his sister Janet said, what have you done for me lately? So let's take a look at last week's game. Ottawa played the Edmonton Eskimos. And in playing the Edmonton Eskimos, they played the 2 top receivers in the CFL, Adarius Bowman and Darrell Walker. And would you believe that Ottawa held both of those receivers to under 100 yards? And if you want to talk about receiving, you should know that Ottawa had 4, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4 times the lady, 4 receivers go for over 1,000 yards of passing this year. So, Calgary defensive backs, I hope you like to run. So, get ready for an aerial assault from the REDBLACKS this weekend. Now, Ottawa's in this really enviable position because nobody really seems to think that they can get the job done. And what better than to be the team with nothing to lose? And leading that team in the battle is Henry Burris. Remember him? 41 years young Henry Burris. And I will tell you, there is not a man that I would want leading my team into the Grey Cup more than Henry Burris. Reason being, he has been there before. The pomp, the circumstance, the glitz, the glamour, all of that stuff isn't going to faze him. He is what I like to call a field veteran. He knows what to expect, and he can get the other players ready for it. And it's not like he needs to get a lot of them ready for it because they were there last year. I'm sure the bitter taste of defeat is still something that they're trying to wash out of their mouths, and this is an opportunity for redemption. Calgary is a difficult team, but there are a couple of things that Ottawa needs to do to have any chance of winning this game. The first thing is they need to be good in the red zone. Check that. They need to be great in the red zone. Field goals are not going to cut it. They need to convert when they're in the red zone and get touchdowns. The second thing that Ottawa really needs to do is be disciplined, which means no stupid penalties. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes you're going to get a holding here or a procedure there. But if those are the only penalties you're getting, that's one thing. But no 15-yard, no yards calls. No 15-yard, roughness calls. Like none of that. That needs to be nipped in the bud. Because Calgary, if you give Calgary an inch, they will take the yard and they will make you pay. So, I think this game is going to be a lot more competitive than people think. Let's look at the 2 times they played this season. When Trevor Harris was the quarterback, Ottawa got blown out. When Henry Burris was the quarterback, it was a very close game. I don't think Ottawa's coming into this game thinking to themselves, hey, it's just good to be here. Now we get a t-shirt. No, they're coming to win. And let's also keep in mind that while Calgary does have the extremely talented and gifted Bo Levi Mitchell, on Ottawa's side, we've got Ernest, I love you, Miss Jackson, on our side, the Eastern nominee for Outstanding Player of the Year. And you know what? It's funny because you think to yourself, there were so many people in Ottawa who could have gotten that nomination. Can you imagine if Chris Williams was healthy in this game? Oh, Calgary, consider yourselves lucky. Anyway, another thing to keep in mind. Now, remember a couple weeks ago I was talking about the crossover, and I was saying about how, yes, Western teams have crossed over, but no Western team has gone on to win the Grey Cup? Here's a little interesting fact. The last time the Calgary Stampeders played for a Grey Cup in Toronto, they lost. Now, the last time an Ottawa football team played in Toronto for the Grey Cup, they won. Now, a lot of people might hear that and say, well, that doesn't really matter. But a lot of people also said that when I said that no Western team had crossed over and gone to the Grey Cup. So we'll see. I want to know, who do you have in this game? Who do you think is going to win? Do you think Calgary's going to win? Do you think Ottawa's going to win? Let me know. CFL_fan on Twitter, Facebook.com/Whitty and WhittyWhittier.com. I will tell you this. Regardless of who wins this game, this has been a great season. I'm very excited for both teams. I'm very excited to see what's going to happen. I'm telling you now, I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think. So we'll see if I'm right or wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, I will be back with my full Grey Cup recap. And until then, enjoy Grey Cup week. Enjoy the game. My name is Keith, and that's my view from the 40.